The meeting is starting at 9 o'clock, and the time now is 9 o'clock in my watch. You see, there's a problem with watches. Others would say it's 9:05, others would say this and that. So, welcome. The house is dry. We've received the news this morning of the passing of the husband to one of our members, Mamu Zibula, from eThekwini, who was shot this morning, seemingly in his sleep. So while the wife was here in Cape Town, so we were informed about such very bad situation, unfortunately. And I said, when we're going to meet those who are involved with matters of crime, security, and all that stuff, this happens. May his soul rest in peace. It's a very difficult moment for her. She was preparing for the meeting when she got the news. You could imagine. Yeah. That's what we had to come up with in terms of an experience this morning. Can we look into the apologies in a formal sense? The chairperson is not around, and Honorable Hatebe is in the joint committee, is going to come in, going to join us. And they have indicated on Mamu Zibula, and Honorable Swaya is with another committee upstairs. So they might join us as we continue with the presentations. That's what South Africans are confronted with. The depth which comes with ease on matters that affect them emotionally, and the thing that we have to deal with its own sophistry. We say so, not without appreciation that some work is being done, but it tells a bigger story, that indeed these kinds of things are not coming to an end. We really hope that in terms of planning and execution, there will be sight and a feel that these matters are attended to. Here today we are expecting presentations from the Hawks. Welcome General Bia and the team, and the SIU. We were with Advocate yesterday, and his team today. I don't see him. Maybe that is delegating to Advocate. Am I right? if it's delegated to you. Yes, advocate as absence, is it delegated to yourself? Okay, so Advocate Lekgetho is standing in for the head of SIU. And the NPA, we've been advised that the head of NPA, Advocate Batori, has sent an apology, is away. That apology has been received. The stand-in is the Deputy Advocate Dukok. So the three teams are represented. So you're more than welcome. Welcome, Honorable Hadebe. I've already cited that you are somewhat doubling up in these committees, but we appreciate that you've made it to the committee sitting. Hopefully you've heard that one of your members has suffered a loss, this morning. So our start of the meeting will have the general who would lead the pack in terms of the presentation. I don't know whether these things are working or then making use of such. The best, are you connected? Okay, thank you so much. So from somewhere, someone is looking into the presentation. The Hawks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning, and good morning to the honorable members, also my colleagues from the NPA, the SIU, and the rest of the participants. From the DPCI is myself, the national head. I am accompanied by the component head of serious commercial crime, which is Major General Maginyani. I'm also accompanied by the section head of the governance within the serious commercial crime environment, that is Brigadier Matruos. The presentation itself will be done by Major General Maginyani, and then when it comes to a particular portion dealing with state capture matters, Brigadier Matruos will deal with that as it is a space where he is assigned to be dealing with. As a matter of introduction, I just need to indicate that the DPCI's workload is currently sitting at 19,622 cases, of which on the court roll we have got 11,698 accused persons. So that is just an indication of the number of matters that from the investigation point of view has been finalized and are currently receiving attention at court. So I'm going to now allow Major General Maginyani to start with the presentation, and then we will thereafter Brigadier Matruos follow, and then we will deal with the questions when they arise. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Members.
Thanks, General. Over to Major General Maginyani.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning to Chair and good morning to honorable members. Also good morning to the representatives of SIU and the National Prosecuting Authority. I will be taking the committee through on the presentation for the DPCI the outline of the presentation. The first part of the presentation will cover matters that are in the DPCI space, which were referred or through the referrals of the Special Investigation Unit. And then also we do have a part that talks to other matters that were not necessarily referred by the SIU, but which are also in the very same entities which this committee have requested DPCI to come and present. And then the last part of the presentation will talk to the state capture matters that are in the space of the DPCI. That is the part that will be covered by Brigadier Matros. And then the slide, the first slide that talks to the mandate of the DPCI, which is derived from section 17D of the South African Police Service Act. The functions of the Directorate are to prevent, combat, and investigate national priority offenses. The national priority offenses are described or are defined in section 17A of the Police Act. These are the offenses that requires national prevention or investigation, the requiring specialized skills. These national priority offenses include serious corruption, serious organized crime, and serious commercial crime investigation. This is the mandate of the DPCI. As an introduction, the DPCI received an invite from this committee to come and present. This invite is in terms of section 17K1 of the South African Police Act, to come and present on the matters of the state relating to the state capture and investigation conducted on the departments and entities as listed. These are the matters that talks to Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa, that is PRASA, Eskom, Department of Water and Sanitation, South African Airways, Transnet, South African Broadcasting Corporation, DENEL, and also National Skills Fund. Maybe before I get to the next slide, I will just want to indicate to the committee that there are a few areas in terms of figures where the presentation flighted there might slightly differ from what we have presented earlier for the committee. There are figures that were rectified, but they are highlighted in red on the presentation. Apology for that. Thank you. We can now go to section A, that is the investigations that relates to SIU referrals. We had indicated earlier that we have got 46 matters. That was including 5 matters that were not referred by the SIU. Those are court cases for the same entities, but not necessarily referred by SIU. So we have got a total of 41 matters, and 1 matter which is referred by SIU, which is at court. And then we have got 6 matters that are pending the NPA decision, and we have got 1 inquiry, which is also pending a decision. 34 matters are under investigation, and 1 matter was finalized. Also on this slide, because of the change of the figures from the previous slide, there was a change on the figures, on the amounts there. It's also the slide that shows that we have got 1 matter at court for Eskom, and we have got 1 matter at court for SABC. We don't have in other entities matters that are pending at court. We do have 2 matters for Eskom that are pending for decision, and 2 matters for water and sanitation, 1 matter for SAA. And also on the cases under investigation, we have got more matters on water and sanitation, which is 15, and 12 from Eskom, 1 matter in PRASA, and 3 matters on Transnet, 2 matters on SAPC, and 1 matters on Denel. These are just the figures, the numbers of the matters that have the referrals of SIU. In the latter part of my presentation will indicate the matters in the same entities which we are having, which do not have the referrals from the SIU. Now, on the overview of the cases per province, Eastern Cape, we've got 10 matters, and we do not have a matter at court. We've got 1 matter on the decision. Gauteng, we've got 10 matters, 1 matter in court, and we have got the 3 matters that I've indicated earlier on, which are at court, which are for decision. And then KZN, we've got 7 matters on hand, and we've got no matters at court. 1 matter is for decision, and 6 matters under investigation. Limpopo, we've got 4 matters. All 4 matters are under investigation. In Mpumalanga, we've got 8 matters, 1 at court, 1 submitted for decision, and 6 under investigation. We've got 2 matters in Western Cape on hand, and both of them are pending at court. We have got in Northern Cape 2 matters, which are both under investigation. The matter that is at court, pending at court, which has got a referral from SIU, it's a Bedford View matter, which the DPCI started investigating in 2017, and in 2019 there was a referral from SIU. So that referral was actually dealing with the allegations already being investigated under a Bedford View case 345 of 8/2017. And then on ESCOM, we will now be dealing with the cases per entity. On ESCOM, we've got 19 matters, and as I indicated before on the previous slides, that there were 4 matters that were included pending at court, which were not necessarily referred by SIU. So there's only 1 matter that is pending at court, which is the referral. We're having the referral of SIU. Is the previous slide that I've just indicated for Bedford View matter, which is including a Polar case registered as Polar, which was registered as Polar case 125 of 3/2019. And then on cases for decision, we've got 2 matters that are sent for decision. We've got 11 that are pending investigation, and 1 matter was provisionally withdrawn at court, and the investigation is still continuing on that matter. The next slide just indicates the amount involved on the case that is pending at court, which is the Bedford View and the Polar case. It indicates the amount involved, and the cases under for decision, that's 2, and there's cases under investigation is 12. And then the Mon Road case 311 of 9/2021 is a matter that is pending at court, which involves an employee of ESCOM who was employed to bill the customers, and he unlawfully and intentionally processed false readings for billing, which caused a loss of about 11.8 million to ESCOM. These are the matters that are pending at court, which also, as indicated on the previous slide, which do not have the referral of the SIU. Then the second one is a Manfre case 56 of 5/2018. It's also a matter for the illegal connection of electricity, which is also pending at court. It was at court on the 20th of 11. We are hoping to get the latest result on this matter. Also, it's a matter that is pending at court for ESCOM, which is not having the referral for SIU. And then there is also Mtata case 261 of 5/2019, which is also an illegal connection matter, illegal connection of electricity, which is also remanded to 22 to 23 of 11/2023. So it is at court today as we sit here. Then there's Bredasdorp matter, case 85 of 11/2021. This is also a matter for copper cables, which is also at court and is already remanded to the 24th of 1/2024. And then there's Atlantis, case 8 of 10/2022, which was also the theft of diesel. That one is also remanded to the 5th of 12/2023. And then there's a Bedford View matter. This matter started as a result of a 400,000 that was deposited into the account of a service provider. The service provider was subcontracted to a work that was done, or a tender that was done at Kusile Power Station. So the investigation, on the day of the deposit for that 400,000, it was the day when one of the senior managers at Eskom was negotiating for that company not to be a subcontractor, to be appointed directly by descoping some of the work that was already allocated to a service provider. So the investigation started there, and there were a number of other irregularities and fraud that were discovered. While the DPCI was still busy on that matter, there was a referral from SIU, as I have indicated, which also formed part of those allegations. And then the arrest was done here in 2019. So the matter is pending at court, and the next court date is 23/05/2024. Then on water and sanitation, the DPCI is having 17 matters on hand. There is no matter that is pending at court. There's 2 matters that are submitted for decision, and there's 15 matters that are under investigation. So the next slide just indicates the amounts involved on the 2 matters that are submitted for decision, and the 15 matters that are pending at court. And then South African Airways, cases on hand is 1, and that matter is submitted for decision. The next slide just shows the amount of the matter that is submitted for decision. And then on Transnet, the DPCI has got 3 matters. All 3 matters are still under investigation, and there is none that is pending at court or submitted for decision. The next slide also indicates the amounts involved, total amount involved for the 3 cases. And then the South African Broadcasting Corporation, we've got 3 matters. 1 matter is at court, 1 matter is submitted for decision, and 1 matter is under investigation. The next slide indicates the amounts involved on the 1 matter that is pending at court and 2 cases that are under investigation. The matter that is under investigation for SAPC is the Brixton case 156 of 5/2018. This matter deals with the fraudulent travel claims. It is remanded to the 29th of this month, 29/11/2023 for trial. And then on Denel, DPCI has got 1 matter which is under investigation. And then the next slide indicates the amount involved in the case that is under investigation. And then this following section now deals with the cases for the same entities which were not necessarily referred by the SIU. We've got, next slide please. We've got 25 cases that are at court, 17 matters that are pending in investigation, which were referred to the NPA for decision, and 71 cases which are under investigation. We have also 25 inquiries which are under investigations. And we have got about 13 matters that are provisionally withdrawn. They are under investigation to finalize a certain investigation, and they are included in that 71 cases under investigation. If I can also indicate to the committee on these matters, most of these matters, these 13 cases that are withdrawn, is cases that are opened as a result of police operations. They include copper cables, they include theft of coal. So it's matters where most of the time you'll find that more investigation happens after the arrest. So at times they get struck off the roll or withdrawn because of certain evidence that might be delaying. But I can indicate to the committee that some of those matters have already been, the investigation has already been concluded, and the investigators are currently tracing the suspects to put those matters on the roll. There are also 4 matters that are finalized. It's 2 matters where there was conviction, and 2 matters also where the prosecutors could not prosecute anyone on the matters because of insufficient evidence. 1 matter the accused passed on, and that matter is likely also to be finalized. It's just a question of submitting the death certificate so that it can be finalized. Then the next slide also indicates the amounts involved in the cases, and also the slide indicates the court matters or the number of cases that are at court with the total amount involved, and the cases that are submitted for decision where the total amounts involved, and then the cases that are under investigation. There are also 4 matters, as I indicated in the previous slide, which were finalized, 2 convictions, and those that were withdrawn. And then the next slide indicates the overview of arrests on the cases. I have indicated on the previous slide that they are not necessarily referred by SIU. On Brasa, we have got 2 court matters, and we have got 2 accused that were arrested. Where on ESCOM, we've got 19 matters on the court roll, and there are 43 suspects or accused which were arrested. On water and sanitation, we've got 2 cases on the court roll, and where 8 people were arrested. On SAA, we've got 1 matter which is on the court roll, where 7 accused were arrested. I can indicate there that 4 of the 7 is natural persons, and 3 are the juristic persons, that is the companies. And then on Transnet, we've got also 1 matter on the court roll and 4 accused that were arrested. The next 2 slides, the first, it indicates the cases that have been finalized. Nelspruit case 763 of 11/2023 of 2013. Thank you, General. It's Nelspruit case 763 of 11/2013, where it was alleged that the 2 suspects who were ESCOM employees colluded with the director of a company where they submitted fraudulent invoices for services that were not rendered. Mr. Chimanzi was sentenced to 8 years imprisonment, which was only suspended for the period of 5 years. Nwabi Sangola was sentenced to 10 years direct imprisonment. The other suspect is still pending at court. The matter will be appearing on the 24th of 2024. The next matter is Grill case 88 of 5/2012, where also the accused, one of the ESCOM official at Grill Power Station, finance manager, was unlawfully and intentionally made payments to 2 entities which it is alleged that the company belongs to him, and Luchaba Supply Transport, which is alleged that the company belongs to his mother. So there was also a conviction on this matter. On the 25th of 4, 2023, Sifiso Jacob Masina, former Grill Power Station and a finance manager, was found guilty and sentenced to 8 years imprisonment, wholly suspended for 5 years on condition that he is not found guilty on the same offense during the time of suspension. He was also ordered to pay an amount of 513,630 to ESCOM. These are the matters where there was conviction, and as the committee can see, this is a 2013 matter and a 2012 matter, which were only concluded or finalized in 2023. I would then like to, as indicated earlier, that Brigadier Matros will be taking over on section 2 of our presentation, which is the state capture matters. Thank you.
Thank you, General. Good morning, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning, Honorable members and senior representatives of the National Prosecuting Authority and SIU. I will be presenting an overview of the resident investigations addressing the Zondo Commission. We can move to the next slide. In November 2022, the Directorate established a team comprising of 20 experienced investigators led by senior officers from the operational investigation component were assembled to prioritize the investigations emanating from the State Capture Commission. The Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation is continuously recruiting personnel to increase the capacity. Currently, we have a number of cases and inquiries on hand consist of 47, of which the number of court cases is 5. The number of cases pending decision at the NPA is 2. The number of cases under investigation is 10. The number of inquiries under investigation is 30. And the finalized cases is 2. We however wish to highlight that the number of arrests we've made thus far consists of 23 national persons and 10 juristic persons, which in total is 33. We however wish to indicate the overview of the cases on the court roll. Firstly, the entities involved is the Department of Transport and Safety, specifically in Northwest relating to the South African Airways, SAA, where we have one case, which are addressing one recommendation, and the number of arrests that was in that matter is 7, of which 4 is natural persons and 3 is entities. The next entity involved is the Department of Human Settlements in the Free State, where we have one case on the court roll, which are addressing 13 recommendations, and the number of arrests affected is 18, which consists of 13 natural persons and 5 entities. The next entity involved is the PRASA, Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa. In this matter, we have two cases on the court roll, which are addressing one recommendation, and we've arrested 2 natural persons. The next entity is ESCOM. Number of cases on the court roll is 1, and where we have arrested 6, of which 4 is natural persons and 2 are entities. So in total, we have a total of 5 cases on the court roll, addressing 15 recommendations, and to date we've arrested 33. Just an overview of the cases that we have on the court roll. The first one relates to SAA, SA Express. It's Mabatu case 181 of 5/2020. This case is currently remanded for trial from the 13th of May to the 29th.